Well, once again, progressives are celebrating inclusion by promoting exclusion. Swedish comedian Emma Knyckare is organizing a man-free music festival in her homeland. This is in response to rape and sexual assault claims at festivals. And no, she's not joking, folks. Here's what she tweeted, quote, "What do you think about putting together a really cool festival where only non-men are welcome?" End quote. She further stated that it would take place, quote, "until all men have learned how to behave," end quote. And so it is that a female-only show will indeed go ahead next summer. As for claims that the attendee policy is unfair, Knyckare told a Swedish media outlet, quote, "Since it seems to be okay to discriminate against women all the time, maybe it's okay to shut out men for 3 days. I would not exactly call it an abuse not to come to the festival," end quote. Yeah, this idea of putting on shows for non-men only seems to be part of a growing trend. After all, last month, a movie theater in Austin, Texas, conducted female-only screenings of Wonder Woman. That seemed odd. I've never heard of non-men being sexually assaulted by men at movie theaters. Oh, and as an aside, if Diana Prince wasn't a fictional construct, I don't think she'd approve of such sexism. After all, Wonder Woman is a card-carrying member of the Justice League, whose roster includes Superman, Batman, Aquaman, but I digress. Back to Sweden's upcoming non-man concert. A question arises. If it is indeed okay to segregate on the basis of sex, can we also do so on the basis of religion and culture? Because here's the really inconvenient truth when it comes to sexual assaults in Sweden. As Ezra Levant pointed out in a commentary a while back, Sweden is now the rape capital of the world.
The latest in a crime wave that has seen Sweden's rape rate increase by more than 1,400%. Sweden, once known as the progressive liberal capital of the world, is now the rape capital of the world. What happened?
Only little Lesotho in Africa has a higher rape rate than Sweden on a per capita basis. How is this possible? Sweden is so progressive, so liberal. Sweden is the uber welfare state. Yet, check out the stats. In 1975, Sweden had a population of 8.2 million and the number of rapes totaled 421. Today, Sweden's population is about 18% larger, a spike that was primarily driven by immigration. But check out the sexual assault stats for 2014. 6,620 rapes were reported in Sweden. 6,620 versus 421 just 40 years earlier. So while Sweden's population grew by less than 20%, the number of rapes skyrocketed by almost 1,500%. So what went wrong in Sweden? Well, another inconvenient truth is this. Sweden has been importing some of the worst immigrants in the world from some of the worst countries in the world, such as Afghanistan and Somalia. And these migrants look upon native female Swedes as easy pickings for rape. Indeed, rapes are now being carried out by rape gangs, something that was unheard of in Sweden in the 1970s, and a disproportionate number of rapes are being committed by Muslim immigrants who simply do not subscribe to Swedish values, even though most politicians and media types in Sweden will shy away from even discussing this appalling epidemic. So then, going by the numbers, really what Emma Knyckare should be proposing for next summer is a music festival that bans male Muslims. Yeah, how do you think that would fly? Especially if a male Muslim shows up to the concert donning a burqa and claiming he identifies as a woman. Gee, it must be so hard being a progressive these days, especially when their perception of liberalism collides head-on with the hard trough of reality. For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Like what you just saw, then click subscribe below and never miss another Rebel video.